Hey everyone, welcome back to Naked Ass Nature Chat. Today we're going to be rehousing one of the largest gecko species in the world, the Rhacodactylus Leachianus. Here he is right here. We got this Leachie at the October Tinley show for the NARBC as a 4-month-old actually, so we put him in this 12-inch tarantula cube with a mesh lid to provide more ventilation. That way we could really get to know this Leachie in a smaller space, make sure it's eating okay, and just monitoring it really closely. But now that it has gotten decent size, we're ready to put it in an even bigger enclosure so that way we can watch it grow even more, and then it can climb over more things and we can just let it be more of a naturalistic environment for him. So to start, I didn't realize we were going to be filming a video, and then I realized why not. So I already have substrate in here. I got a little excited. It's more of a tropical mix with topsoil, eco-earth, some moss in it, and a little bit of leaf litter to make it more of a naturalistic environment. Alright, so first the soil and everything's been in storage, so it's a little dry because it's the winter time, but I'm going to spray it down with my handy sprayer that Nick broke. Thanks for breaking the handle, Nick. We owe me a new sprayer. So as you can see, that substrate was really dry, so we wet it down to increase the humidity because the Leachies are from New Caledonia and they really like a humid environment, especially at night. So now that we have the substrate added, we're going to add climbing branches and cork bark, so that way there's some vertical spaces since these species do like to climb. So I think this is pretty good for now. I will go to the store and get some more of this fake plant right here because this is my absolute favorite. And a lot of times they like to kind of hide their heads underneath of it as like a little bit of a shelter, but I ran out. So we'll go get some more of that later this evening. So we need to add a food, and I like to always put a second one as a water dish just as a fail-safe if something goes wrong. But I want to have a little bit of familiarity for this little guy. So I'm going to put his old food dish in there for now because he hasn't completely outgrown that, and that way it's a familiar smell and familiar thing for him to be able to find in his new cage. So I really love these feeders. We always get them at the NARBC shows, but I can't remember the vendor's name. But they're really awesome, and the magnets are so strong that we have to be really careful putting them on glass because it will shatter the glass if you let them just go. Before we put this little Leachie in his new enclosure, let's talk about him for a little bit. Their Latin name is Rhacodactylus, which is really cool. So it's Rhacodactylus Leachianus, and they come from New Caledonia, and that is about 750 miles off the coast of Australia in the Pacific Ocean. And they're pretty endemic there, so you can't really find them anywhere else. So Leachianus geckos are the largest living gecko species in the world. They can get up to 14 inches, so obviously this one is still a baby, but I can't wait for it to get very large. So this may be the largest gecko species in the world, but they do vary in size depending on their locality. So this one is a pure Pine Island locality, and it's still a decent size Leachie, but it's not the smallest of the Leachies. It's also not the largest. I think yates are the largest, and I really want one of those. So what's really cool is localities have different kind of colorations to them, but now people are breeding different localities together so that way they can get some localities that don't have hardly any pinks maybe to have pinks in them by crossing them with other localities. But then you can also breed them for color and size. So maybe you can get a pinkish colored yate one day. So we got this Leachie from Sunshine Geckos. And what's really cool about Sunshine Geckos is they actually can show you the parents when you go to buy them. I got a really good deal on this one, and I just really wanted a Leachie, but my all-time favorite dream Leachie is to get a really nice pink one from Chris from Epic Style. Someone actually caught this video of us at his booth. So like we kind of mentioned earlier when we were setting up this enclosure, they like a humid environment, so we use a tropical substrate. They like vertical climbing spaces, so we put a lot of sticks in here and some foliage. I'm gonna add some more later. But they also like it to be a little bit warmer, so they like it around like the 70 to 80 range. Luckily our reptile room is around 75, so it's the perfect range without having to have a heat mat. One thing that's really nice about New Caledonia geckos is a lot of companies have made this awesome food. So Pangea has a gecko diet. We like to feed the fig just because my crested gecko is really picky and he will only eat the fig. This guy also really likes the fig too. So another fun fact about these guys is the locals in New Caledonia have nicknamed them the devils in the trees. And that's because at night, because they're nocturnal, they will make growling noises, and they believe that they are able to cling to you so tightly that they can take your soul. Luckily, I gave my soul away when I signed up for my PhD, so I think I can safely keep one of these guys. So are Leachianus geckos good pets? I honestly think they're pretty great. They're just a little pricey for an upfront cost. Oh. But they're really easy to take care of. You don't need a lot of heat. You don't really need UVB as long as you have enough vitamin D in their food. All you have to do is make sure they have enough humidity and that they're eating okay, and you shouldn't have a problem. So like I said, these are the largest gecko species. They can probably get up to 14 inches, so this is still a baby, but they can live over 20 years. So we're gonna have this dude forever. All right, so we're gonna put this dude in his new enclosure for now. Oh, are you gonna go yourself? Whoop. Look at that camouflage. So we need to add some food to our Leachie enclosure. This dude probably won't eat today because we put him in a new environment and he's probably scared, but I like to offer it anyway, just so that way if it is hungry, he can go eat. So first we're going to be adding our Pangea diet, and it's a 1-to-1 ratio for this diet. So every scoop of food we put in there is going to be a scoop of water. Just mix it up. It's like making brownies. A little bit more water. So now that we have our food in here, we can place that in there. And then I always like to have a second dish as a water dish. So a lot of people will say it's a fail-safe. That's exactly why I put it in there. So I'm really busy sometimes. I get stuck in the lab for a long time. So if I don't get a chance to mist when this dude wants to get some water off the walls, he can at least go to a water dish if he really, really wants some water. Nick, we forgot something.
What's that?
We forgot isopods and springtails. Let's go get some from Naga's cage. Hi Naga. I'm gonna take some of your isopods. Hi Zeke, what you doing, bud? Springtails. So I think this 18 by 18 cube fits him a lot better right now. Like I said earlier, they get up to 14 inches, so he'll definitely outgrow this. But for now, he looks great in here. He looks bigger. I don't think I've ever seen an enclosure when you put him in a bigger one, making the actual animal look bigger. So I'm really excited. So we do have one problem. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have never mentioned this Leachie by name. That's because we don't have a name for him. We have been tossing around some names. I even named him Reptile initially, but he's too shy and too sweet to be a reptile. So if you have any name suggestions, drop them in the comments. Thanks again for tuning in to Nick and Nat's Nature Chat. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one.